Was this your first tea?
Yes, it was.
So how did you enjoy it?
You folks go around the table, and each person says something about the person next to them, introduces you to another, and the breadth and the differences that were expressed around the table, it was really great to understand that, so that I could think about who I'm talking to. But it was also just really neat to see how each person's individual skills come out and how everybody's talking about and how much teamwork there is. That's really important to me as what I do for a living, and it was really clear that it's a part of the culture here.
Okay. So can you recommend any books or websites or blogs that we should be tuning into?
Well, how much time do you have? There's one that I love, which is called Brain Pickings, brainpickings.org. It's a woman who actually literally created a site, and she spends hundreds of hours every week combing the web for interesting stuff, and then posts it. I like it so much that I am subscribing to it, and it's not a pay for, you don't need to pay for it, but she's got a little subscription thing that says, if you like what I do, pay. That's a great one. I just read James Glick, I think it's called The Information Theory of Flood. Fascinating book, big mama, but really fascinating. It talks about the fact of how information has always been part of what we are as humans, and how there have been seminal moments of change throughout. And right now we're in a huge one, and nobody really understands where it's going to go. But James did some really interesting things about putting things into context. One of my favorite parts is there's a line in the book where it says, but they couldn't do what they wanted to do because nobody had invented phone numbers yet, which kind of causes you to stop and go, oh yeah, all the stuff we take for granted, at some point somebody had to think up and come up with and create. I think we're at that point again in the technology space, the social media space, the online space, because I don't think we really get it yet. It's changing us in ways we don't understand. I'm also reading Public Parts, which is fun right now. That's one I'm in the middle of that's great. And then, I just finally read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, so that was fun too.
So do you have any parting words for the cycle?
For the
cycle? You go?
Believe. You guys are doing the right kinds of stuff. There is a great need for talented humans that comprehend what's possible. And you're not learning that in the corporate world, unfortunately. There's a lot of protecting where you sit and your legacy systems. You guys are being exposed to what's possible. And if you bring a perspective on what's possible into the workforce, and you find the right person to hire and the right company to be with, you're going to do great.